to Andromeda, everyone. So, huge revelations last time as we visited not Meridian, but we discovered a lot about the Remnant, about the Angara's origins. Yeah, it was fascinating. They're called the Jardan, I believe, the race who designed all the Remnant technology. It's still kind of unclear whether they're an organic species or whether they're an artificial intelligence or a synthetic species like the Geth, or the Reapers even. So hopefully we get to make some discoveries in that area. So we need to go and talk to Suvi to progress things. I will do a tour of the whole ship.
Pulled an all-nighter processing the data we received from the Remnant City. It's a lot.
Don't push yourself too hard. Someone's got to keep me pretty.
Okay, so we've got a few... so we've got to read an email. Obviously we can talk to Jarl, which we will do. I'm just going to check my email because it said we got something from Drac, even though he stood right there. We've got to read the email.
Extremely quick thinking for a human. You saw the perfect drop zone just in time.
Well, we humans get lucky sometimes.
I'm glad to have that kind of luck on my flight deck.
Fair enough. Let's check this first. Fun and games. It's a rider from Drac. Hey kid, you ever play Fire-Breathing Thresher Moors of Doom? Heck of a game. Vetra somehow scared me up a copy. Meet me at Vortex and we'll play. Drac. Sure. Kerry. Hi Ryder, I'm out. Your visit must have shaken things up, Come on by the Nexus and I'll tell you everything. If you tell me all about that Remnant City you found, it'll be nice to see you without bars between us. Kerry. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Infidelity on the horizon. Cora, that Remnant City got me thinking about my rose garden. Preparing the ground, planting for the future, all that. So the Jardan made the Angara, but what's the end goal? Were they part of some grand plan? Preparing the ground for something else? Wonder if the Jardan had bigger plans for the cluster and where we'd fit in. Cora. Okay, so if you're an incredibly advanced species, right, with the ability to terraform worlds, create life, why would you create a sentient species like the Angara? Option one is because you can, right? You're playing God. Science is curiosity. The next step is just because you want to move forwards. So it might have been that. Were they making them out of necessity? Were the Jardan an endangered species at this point? Were they going extinct? Was there some sort of illness? Some problem within them as a people? They were obviously at war with another race, the race who created the Scourge, and we know that either the Jardan or the race who created the Scourge have some sort of connection to the Ket in some way, ancestrally. But was it out of necessity? Were they creating what they deemed to be maybe a lesser race, or were they trying to create a workforce for themselves? Was it a bit more sinister in that sense? Were they trying to make a race of slaves or of soldiers? That kind of thing. Interesting. Appreciate the support. To error addressee not found, forwarding to Pathfinder Rider from Zoe Walsberg. Hi Callow. I'm trying the new auto address system you suggested. Hope it got your last name right. I wanted to say something. Thank you doesn't cover what it means to have someone share the burden. I'm tracking every credit though. Prepare yourself for a windfall letter. Fly safe, Zoe. Oops, don't worry about this, Ryder. I'll take care of it, Callow. Okay, I have no idea what that's about. Belief is weird. From Liam. I don't talk about stuff like this because my mouth's an idiot. But we're in weird space now. The Jardan made a people. Back in the Milky Way, we were knocking on the door of stable clones, but that's different. The bits are already there, it's snapped together. So I go down this hole about making life, and then I start thinking about Sam. Your dad made a kind of life. No, he just made life. This amazing technical achievement that I look at and I can't even get to the edges of it. And it's in your head, that's pretty damn special. Like, I need another reason to think Pathfinder is something different here. I don't know the point of this. Sometimes he's just right, you know? Costa. Names included a list of media-themed creation. Genres include theological tasks, scientific papers on technological integration, and a 1995 video about AI's choice of footwear. Ket facts from Lexi. Ryder, I've started my thesis on ket anatomy and thought you'd enjoy some of the interesting facts I've discovered. Ket have 332 bones in their body. For comparison, human adults have 206. Ket have no reproductive organs. Interesting. Similar to Turians and Quarians, Ket are digitigrades? What, in terms of their diet, I guess? The bone-like armor that covers their bodies are actual bones. The Ket have double the amount of taste buds as the average human. Lexi. Yeah, so the no reproductive organs, I guess we kind of theorize that, right? Because why else would you look at turning other races into members of yours when you could just have your own children, I guess? The taste buds thing is interesting, right? I mean, there are differences like that between animals on this planet and us. I remember learning about how most birds have a fourth. So right, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. So your eye, the way your eye perceives color, it has 3 color cones, right? It has black, white, green, red, and blue, yellow, right? And all color that you see is made up of a combination of those colors. People who have some sort of color blindness don't have one of either the red, blue, or the red, green, or the blue, yellow cone, so that then they see colors differently. But most birds have a 4th color cone, and actually, interestingly, you know, some humans are actually born with this 4th color cone in their eye. So those birds and those small amount of humans can perceive colors that exist on this world right now that the large majority of the human population just cannot see, just cannot perceive. Which is fascinating, right? There are things right in front of us, things like in this room now, things where you're sat, colors, right? That are there that you can't see. It makes you feel not small is the wrong word, but yeah, it's just really interesting. Right, the last person you want to hear from Dr. Aiden. Now, I should be brief. No doubt the good Major Varn is watching any comm channels I might use. The others and I understand the huge responsibility we face for what we've done. In addition to the details I've sent your Sam, we intend to quietly filter intelligence to the militia and feed falsified data back to the Ket as much as we dare. Small degrees of change, but even that could make a great difference down the line. Lastly, thank you for calling me despicable. I need to remember that, as I must remember the screams aboard the Archon's flagship. Dr. Aiden. Yeah, I appreciate. Oh, yeah, but it's a tricky thing he's doing, right? But you can understand the need for that kind of subterfuge. From Lexi. Liam's movie night seems to be catching everyone's interest, especially Drac and PB. Well, perhaps we should talk. We might head off a medical emergency before it happens. Lexi, okay. Right, so we need to go and talk to Kerry about the Remnant. We need to meet Drac. The Vortex is on the Nexus, right? But let's talk to Suvi first, and then we'll go do a tour of the ship and talk to everyone.
There you are. Feels like I've been waiting forever. Meridian, set on a path its creators, disrupted by the Scourge, now lost. An unmanned ship is at the mercy of ocean currents. Now, think of Meridian as the ship, and the Scourge as the ocean. If we can somehow predict the currents and track them, we could figure out where the ocean's taken the ship.
Yeah, well done.
That's genius. The Scourge is the sea, moving objects around. It's not a precise analogy, of course, but it illustrates the point.
Dr. Anwar's suggestion may indeed be our best chance at finding Meridian. The more we know about the Scourge, the better we can predict how it affects the things it comes in contact with.
We'll need better data. Probes for the Scourge, and Garen star charts.
The initiative made charts of Helios from the Milky Way 600 years back. Perfect baseline.
I can compare that to Helios at present. It'll give us numbers, but one set won't be enough. Sam, what exactly do we need right now?
Readings from within the Scourge itself, collected by probes planted at key points. Once enough data is collected, we'll need initiative resources for mining and analysis. Once that is done, I can build a predictive model that will recalculate Meridian's path.
Okay. Let's hope it works.
Well, sounds like a fine plan. I guess we won't know for sure unless we give it a shot. Everyone's counting on us. Let's bring them home.
Scourge clusters probed for data. Okay, so I guess we need to just do that on the galaxy map. Right, let's go and talk to everyone. Let's talk to Callow first.
That's what the Solarian Ark was worth to our officers? Thousands of lives for maybe a future advantage against the Kett?
I know, mate, I
suppose
know.
you agreed, since you let those traitors walk free.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily hate making the call. I understand the dichotomy, but they've already done it, so if we're similar to Malin's genophage cure data in Mass Effect 2, right? The deed's already been done, so we might as well get the whatever benefits we can get from it, we might as well take.
Nothing would help those people who died or got exalted. But this way, it wasn't for nothing.
Certainly not. You got a vague promise from a known liar in return.
Fair enough, dude. I understand.
I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll be.
I do like not being praised and liked by everyone, though. I do like that. Sign of good choices, right? Peebs?
I'm still trying to make sense of everything we learned at the Remnant City. I can't believe the Angara are designed. What are the implications?
Wide-ranging, right? Maybe the Kett were done in the same way, perhaps.
Far too many to sift through at once. It's mostly for the Angara to figure out. I can't imagine what this will mean to them. Helios is more and more interesting every minute. Anything you want to talk about before we head back into it? Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later. You know it.
Hey, not Pock. Hey, Pock. Nearly called him not Pock. How insulting. Right, Jarl's door was locked, so we'll go talk to him.
Hello, Sarah. Have you come to see if I'm finally broken? To see what discovering that my people were invented has done to me?
I'm just here to listen, mate.
Just here if you need to talk. I can't imagine what you're feeling.
I've been staring out the window, trying to figure that out.
That's new.
True. Angara are usually very free with our feelings.
Not talking about all Angara. I'm talking about you.
I'm numb. I'm in awe. There's a peace in knowing that though the universe is beyond your understanding, it doesn't need your understanding to function. That you may even have a hidden destiny.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, right? Kind of similar to, although the Protheans obviously didn't create the Asari, but similar to how they had like a plan in place for them further down the line, they saw their potential. I know this isn't the same thing. Perhaps the destiny is yours, but also knowing this knowledge, pursuing the Jardan and the Remnant stuff further, we're going down a specific path, so maybe they had a plan.
We don't even know how large that hidden plan is. It may span galaxies.
Exactly. And if once we know our place in that plan, we could fulfill it, and even better it. I'm not broken, Sarah. I'm excited.
Good.
The Angara were created for a purpose. We were given vaults and golden worlds, all these advanced tools, and there is nothing the Ket can do about it. The future holds more for the Angara than a never-ending war on the Ket. Much more.
This is also, you know, earlier I was speaking about why the Jardan would create the Angara, and I probably didn't bring up the most obvious one, which would be that the Jardan are the Angara, right? That maybe the Jardan were going through, something happened to them similar to what's happened to the Ket, where they couldn't reproduce naturally anymore. Maybe there was a great war, a great genocide that led to them becoming an endangered species, and maybe they were finding out a way to give birth to more members of their species artificially. So the Jardan and the Angara could be the same species, just the Angara aren't birthed naturally, right? So they might not be created, they might be copies, right? Should have thought of that earlier, but that is a very obvious, not obvious, very clear possibility, I think. Yeah. You're the first Angaran to learn it, so it's a great time to be alive.
For the Angara. Hell, for all of us. These are amazing, crazy days.
Yeah.
Really crazy. Really amazing. It doesn't matter if we were created by a god, reborn from our ancestors, or exist as the dream of an AI superpower.
Exactly.
This discovery changes nothing except ourselves. And that's
everything.
Awesome. We've got a bunch of stuff in the codex that I will read up on. I feel like we should check in with everybody.
Pathfinder, thought you might be Callow. I asked him for nav data.
Uh-oh.
Data for what?
Mapping the Scourge.
Oh.
Now we know it's a weapon, I hate it more. Designed to isolate, lingers well after the war. I know what that is. It's a minefield.
Why are you getting so emotional about this?
You saw minefields in crisis response? A lot of wounded?
That was awful, sure. But the long term is worse. Minefields hobble the whole population, make normal life impossible. Mark this. The Ket are bad, but whoever deployed the Scourge, they're some motherfuckers.
Okay. It's like the polar opposite of talking to Jarl with Liam. Like, Jarl's like poetic and reflective, and Liam's just the opposite.
Every time we fight an exalted Krogan, I think about how that could be me.
Could be all of us, mate.
You to kill me.
It could be any of us, man. They're planning to exalt all of us. So they would have exalted all those Solarians that Raker was trying to get to as well. So
Are you happy now that Spender's out of the picture?
Damn right I am. Maybe they'll forget to feed him while he's locked up.
Breaks your hearts, huh?
Heart. Just got the one left.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
I don't think, Cora's not in there. We will talk to Lexi, but I feel like we should read the codex first. Because the movie night might start straight away, which I'm really looking forward to.
Gotta say, you're handling this much better than I would.
Same here. I'd get nosebleeds just thinking about it.
Part of our design included how to cope with the revelation. But I
Good
think
point.
it's simply who we are.
Yeah, like, I think plenty of human beings would welcome the idea that they were created, right? Some people just don't like the idea of evolution. They think it diminishes the importance of their existence, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, I just...
That Archon barely sees us as sentient, strings people up like puppets. Didn't know Sam could do that to his Pathfinder. You sure you're okay?
Well, I died, so probably not.
Physically, I'm okay. The rest, it was a lot to handle.
Talk to Lexi if you need to. Or me. Losing the Krogan could really hurt us down the line, but at least we got Reika. Sorry, rambling. Did you need me?
No, it's all good.
See you later, Cora.
I'll be here.
Hey, Ryder. What are we going to do if Meridian isn't what we expect?
What do you mean?
It's a good point.
What if it isn't where it's supposed to be? Or it doesn't work the way we think it does?
Gonna have to deal with that when we get to it, to be honest, Petra.
Let's not worry about things we don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's just we never really know what we're going to get with this remnant stuff.
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth. Glee 1 second, worry the next. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Learn that the hard way.
Yeah, I mean, but we're in the depths of a new galaxy, in a new cluster with races and technology we've never met before, so too good to be true is just the unknown at this point.
We still have to try. We still have to hope.
You're right. Of course you're right. We didn't give up to the worst of it, and we're not going to start now. Whatever happens, let's try to have fun doing it.
Haven't we so far?
2 galaxies worth.
Let's talk again.
We always seem to be so close, but never close enough.
You mean the remnant city, Meridian?
I was so sure we'd reach the end. I had a bottle of Drossix Blue ready to go.
Just for you, or?
I hope you were planning to share that.
So I can wake up to the headlines, Pathfinder pathfinds victory, laid low by Turian Brew.
Not a party unless I'm passed out at the end.
From your stomach literally exploding? Why don't I find something better suited to humans?
Thanks.
Hopefully we'll have something to celebrate soon.
Yeah, definitely better.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
I never seem to go and talk to Gil on these little tours, so I will. I'll talk to Jarl again as well, actually, because Vetra had a second thing to say then. Yeah, the thing with the whole Krogan Scouts versus Pathfinder Reika decision, I do feel like I explained it at the time, but I know that the saving one person versus saving several people, that wasn't really what the decision was to me. I felt like we were saving a lot more Solarians further down the line by saving such an important figure. So I was trying to think of it in the long term, because of we know how important leaders and those kind of figures are in Mass Effect stories. You know, like Shepard, like Anderson, like the Spectres, all that stuff, and how they can really turn the tide for groups of people. And considering so many of the governors and whatever, the Solarian leadership had been picked off, I just felt like Raker's importance to all of the Solarians and their success as a group just became so much more important, but it's just me.
So my buddy Jill, who, by the way, can't stop singing your praises, wants to have a baby. And, stop me if you've heard this one before, she asked me if I'd father it.
Holy crap.
Wow, that's huge.
Right?
What the hell are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm still in the freaking out phase. Would it be totally crazy if I said yes?
No, you're obviously great friends. No. I mean... No, it's not as if you'd be... Because Gil's gay, right? So... It's not as if he'd be, like, committing to marrying her or something like that. But I guess that... What role would he have? Would he just be literally being the fertilizer to the eggs? Or is he actually going to have an active role bringing up the child? I don't know. It would be crazy,
I don't
though.
think it's crazy.
I mean, we're already family. I get her, she gets me, and we support each other unconditionally.
Wanting to give someone what they want most in the world is love, Gil.
I hear you. And you know I've been thinking about it, Ryder. Becoming a dad. I don't want to just be a donor. Bringing a kid into the world wouldn't be enough for me. I'd want to raise the child with Jill.
Sounds like you know what you want.
Yeah. It's funny, you can think until you're blue in the face. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
Okay, maybe he's not gay. I just thought that... Because we had that guy on the Nexus say that... Oh, can you give Gil my number or email or whatever it was? So I thought, yeah. No, I'm happy for you, mate.
I'm very happy for you, Gil. For both of you.
Thanks, Ryder. Or should I say, Auntie Pathfinder.
Oh. Oh. Don't say that. Right, I've spoken to everyone except... Yeah, I've spoken to everyone. Right, let's go speak to Jarl again, just in case he's got a second line of dialogue here. Stay strong and clear.
Do you have time to talk further?
I'll see you later, Jarl.
Stay strong and clear.
Right, so I'm going to go talk to Lexi, but I'm going to read the codex a bit first. Right. Controller down. Okay, so it was stuff about the Remnant that got updated, right? Okay, the data cores. The box that PB found in the vault on EOS appears to be a Remnant data storage device. PB calls it a data core, but has dedicated her time to unlocking its secrets, and she's convinced that it may contain more information about the Remnant builders. Close observation has revealed that the circuitry found within PB's relic boxes often matches up to the circuitry found deep in observers and other Remnant creations. It's possible that they were used to deliver command routines to Remnant machines. I think we've got 3 or 4 of them out of 8. Plock! After months of studying and tinkering with the Remnant, PB was able to strip out an observer's operating protocols. Using Remnant technology found in the vault on EOS, along with other pieces scrounged from ruins, she had discovered how to program the observer to obey her commands. This is POC, proof of concept, a Remnant observer that now works for PB. POC has no command capabilities. It apparently exists for PB's amusement and perhaps companionship, but she has repeated her work and created a combat-ready version that can be deployed in the field. For ease of discerning between the two, this combat model is named Zap. Okay, I forgot about that. Zap. POC was stolen by Kalinda, but has now been recovered and repaired. It's functioning normally in PB's service. PB's success in merging Remnant and Milky Way technology is very promising, and she's begun to apply the principles involved to other systems, including those on the Tempest. Right, the Remnant creators, the Jardan. The Jardan are a mysterious species or faction responsible for building the bots and technology known as the Remnant. According to recordings and findings from Key to Sira, they were interested in not only wide-scale terraforming, but the creation of sentient life. One of their successful creations, the Angara, were seeded on multiple worlds in the Helios cluster. The Jardan's motivation for this creation are still unknown. Their work was disrupted by the deployment of the Scourge weapon, the result of either an external threat or a rift in Jardan society. This weapon devastated the worlds that the Jardan had cultivated and forced them to leave the Helios cluster, though not before disengaging Meridian and sending it to safety. The present whereabouts and disposition of the Jardan are not known. Whether they will return to Helios remains to be seen. Fascinating, man. We'll read this all again, I don't mind. Remnant is the umbrella term coined for technology, structures, and autonomous bots that have been sighted across the Helios cluster. Seemingly abandoned by whomever created it, this Remnant technology is extremely advanced, but most of it is in a standby state. On Habitat 7, Alec Ryder discovered that reactivating this technology requires scanning glyphs, data packets written in Remnant coding language, and my assistance with interfacing at particular consoles. This is complicated by Remnant bots that still guard and maintain many of these installations. Remnant bots do not appear to be sentient, but they are programmed to consider any interference with their technology as a hostile act, and act single-mindedly. The Ket have an interest in Remnant technology and have been sighted across the cluster attempting to study or control sites where it's still active. Evidence suggests the Ket are not yet developed in a reliable method of interfacing. Investigations at Key to Sira revealed that the Remnant were built by a species or faction known as the Jardan. This technology was intended to foster life that the Jardan had created, using the vaults to manage planetary ecology strictly, controlled from a central point known as Meridian. The Scourge destroyed the connection from Meridian to these vaults and deactivated many of the Jardan's technological creations. The Jardan left the cluster soon afterwards for an unknown location, leaving their technology behind as remnants of their civilization in Helios. We now know that circa 1600 BC, the Angara were created and seeded across Helios by the Jardan. Records of this process are less substantial than ancient Angaran history, but it was apparently in service of a grand experiment. It's unclear which planets the Angara were seeded upon and which they reached via self-developed spaceflight, though Harval is a likely candidate. Angaran historians are now reviewing what records remain either for tampering or cultural interpretation of events the Jardan set in motion. I really think that the Angara and the Jardan are the same thing, to be honest. I'm not sure we need to read all this, because we know so much about them already, right? Right. Fascinating, man. My prediction would be that the Jardan and the Angara are kind of the same thing. It's just the Angara are grown in a bottle, essentially. Lexi?
It's my night off.
Uh-oh. Have I approved of this night off?
I don't remember approving that.
I can break bones just as well as I can mend them, Pathfinder.
What are you reading?
That's a weird threat.
Harry's latest report on Scott. He's a troublesome patient.
So you're not really taking the night off?
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
Means you care about what you're doing, though.
You love what you do. Nothing wrong with that.
Tell that to my exes. How do you do it? Be both Sarah and the Pathfinder.
I mean, they're all variations of yourself, right? You at work, you at home, you on your own. They're all slightly different, but they're all still you.
I don't really think about the Pathfinder thing when it comes to friends, family.
Suvi?
Sure, I have a responsibility to them, but I don't let it define me, or our relationship.
Sometimes, just sometimes, real wisdom comes out of that thick skull of yours.
A compliment? I'll take it.
That was such a backhanded
Wait.
compliment.
You're psychoanalyzing me.
Always.
That was such a backhanded compliment, man.
I hear Liam's planning to show some vids.
Yes.
If our duties ever give us time.
Explains why Drac and PB are distilling something unsavory. Screw up the measurements and bathtub hooch can leave you blind, or worse. We can do better.
Better how?
Oh no.
An Asari liquor called Acantha. They used to run these wonderful black and white ads. There might be a bottle on the Nexus.
No,
It wouldn't be too
Lexi.
expensive, I'm sure. Let me know if you find it.
Ah!
I saw another of Dad's memories. I was in this one. Scott too. We were home visiting. Dad told us about going through the Charon relay.
So you got your sense of exploration from your father?
I guess so.
We joked it was in our DNA.
Then that part of him lives on.
I saw another memory that Dad locked away. The day my mom died.
I'm sorry, Ryder.
Yeah, he couldn't let her go.
Even in her last moments, Dad couldn't accept Mom's death.
It's hard to let go of the ones we love.
If you can't run from it, use it. Guess that's what he did. I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, I guess you have to go back to the Nexus. Don't know if you guys... this whole thing with Alec and Ellen. Don't know if you guys have seen The Tree of Life. A film with Hugh Jackman and Rachel Weisz. It's a bit trippy, but it's a similar concept, right? This isn't a spoiler. This is just the general premise of it. So he's like a... Hugh Jackman's a scientist. Rachel Weisz is his wife, and she's got a terminal illness. And the film is just about the kind of existential crisis he's going through while he's so desperately trying to find a way of curing her. And we experience a lot of the film through a book that her character is writing about coming to terms with the end of her life. So my kind of film, just because it's depressing. But I would highly recommend it, as long as you're in the mood for something like that, I guess. Key to 0.
Anomaly detected.
Oh,
Deploying probe.
that wasn't here
Intense
previously.
scourge activity is common in this area. Might
Oh.
be worth planting a probe.
Sure. We'll do that before we go. I just drive right through the Scourge, Callow. Don't worry, mate.
The data collection probe is prepped whenever you're ready, Ryder.
Energy emitted from this area appears weaker than expected. A probe deposited within the center of the formation may be used to collect data. A spatial anomaly related to the Scourge. Dark energy discernible from gravitational and radiation effects. Composition, ice, mineral debris, element 0, and unknown materials.
Probe placed.
Right, where are the others going? So, the Hafina system and Ericsson. Okay. Oh no, we've got to place a load of them. Skelda, Kindrax, Rovir. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's going to take us to a few we've not been to yet anyway. But let's head to the Nexus first. So I don't lose my sanity. In a different video. Oh, we only need to place 3 though. I guess, can we place all of them? Hopefully. Right, so we've got Drac. We've got the alcohol, the Lexi. There was a third thing we needed to do here. Oh, the journalist. Oh no. Now, I feel like this has been presented to us as a potential inconspicuous fling. And it would be some achievement for me to go through this game without some sort of Asari seduction. But the weird thing is, we've got Sam in our head, so he would always know, right? He could like blackmail us. It's like Black Mirror. Jesus, these question marks. Right. Oh. Yeah, buy that on the Nexus. And meet Drac at the Vortex. We'll do that first.
Species are at odds as talks break down over a unified curriculum for initiative kids. Sorry,
I can't wait to be assigned to an outpost. This place is amazing.
Oh, that's where we buy the alcohol from.
Do you have just a minute?
No! Leave me alone.
Hello, this is Director Jeremy. Got that. Still missing.
Special items. Yeah, sure. Models. And a Cantha. See, there was no need for that. Surely we could have bought that from the vendor on the Nexus. Oh, there's Kerry. Where? Where is she? Where the hell is she? We'll go get pissed up with Drac first.
New Tachanka, back in the fold. Let's hear it.
Alright, mate.
The others aren't here yet, but it shouldn't be long.
The others?
Uh-oh.
Cash and Vorn, if we're gonna teach you Krogan games, we're gonna need more Krogan.
Okay, so you love him really.
Born doesn't bug you as much as you pretend he does, huh?
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Well,
He's smart, real handy with plans, kept the colony alive and going after we left the Nexus. Cash made a good choice there. Not that I had any say in the matter.
yeah, obviously.
So, fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom?
That's right. Pretty basic game. First one Krogan kids usually play.
Doom,
I've seen
basically.
bits, and I know Thresher Maws are damn huge. But fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom? That sounds like overkill.
You'll see. It's great.
Are we actually going to get to play a minigame?
So, what are the rules?
Kids game, remember? It's simple. Burn down all the other pieces on the map. You win.
Sweet.
I can work with fire.
This is gonna be great. Vorn's bringing root snacks. Corcrow's my favorite. I'll load up the mini flamethrowers when the others get here.
Well, at least the table is fireproof. I think.
Yeah, just don't hit the drinks. Bartender will have a fit.
When do we play? Track!
I don't think you're putting me on.
Oh, Dutch, would I lie to you?
Yes. Yes, you would. Absolutely. Surfing a shuttle as it crash lands on an asteroid. No one's that crazy. Not even you. Right?
Best landing ever.
Wow, where did you find those? Never mind, don't answer that. I think they're straight from the Milky Way.
Right, let's go talk to Kerry, right? Oh, wrong button, sorry. Where does Kerry's quest? I don't know where it shows up. She's around here somewhere. Kerry! She was over here in the past, right?
The Lucinian is back. My sisters are safe.
Kerry?
We invite you to visit our merchants in the Nexus Commons area.
Bollocks, man, where is she?
This is amazing. Strawberries soon. I'd kill for strawberries.
Enough. Look, this isn't going to work.
Where was she, dude? Was she upstairs? Maybe, there's two Asari up there. Yes. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
Pathfinder, do you have just a minute?
You're back.
My arrest was a clerical error. Translation, our heroic Pathfinder took an interest and now you're bad PR. Truth hurts. A Pathfinder can handle the dangers out there. For us ordinary people, it's too much. I want to finish the documentary, take a stand for what matters. But what is that? What's best for the initiative?
Well, if I say the truth, that kind of flies in the face of some of the stuff we've done, right? Like with the Angaran who didn't want to share the truth about the Rokar. But no, let's just stick to the truth.
People deserve the truth. Today and 1,000 years from now. Let's give it to them.
Okay, have your Sam give me everything it recorded in that remnant city. I'll give them raw footage, uncompromising every challenge we need to overcome. And that will be the grand finale to my documentary.
Oh,
I'm
no.
free to take a break with whomever I like.
Oh.
You mean... I hope you still feel that something. I still do. Meet me at Vortex later? We deserve a night out.
Okay. Alright. So I'll be honest, guys, this whole thing with the journalist, with Kerry, it's kind of creeping me out a little bit, and I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it. I think it's going to be weird. Well, I think it's going to make me feel weird, right? So I'm just not going to do it. I'll go and talk to her for the interview when we get it, but I kind of feel like we shouldn't have given her access to all Sam's videos and stuff. But yeah, we're not doing it. We have to see Suvi every time we go on the bridge. Like, that would be the worst thing ever. And I honestly, I'm kind of being stubborn about the idea, because I made that joke about Asari at the start of the playthrough. I kind of feeling a bit stubborn. Like, I'm just not going to try and romance any Asari at all. Unless Samara appears.
Pathfinder, got a minute?
Yeah. Hello?
The Nexus science team is completely blown away by what you found in the Remnant City. Back in the Milky Way, did it feel like this when you were out looking for Prothean artifacts?
I can't really say, because I don't know what it was like for Sarah, but from like Liara's point of view, there was always extreme excitement about finding Prothean stuff, so yeah.
Absolutely. Got a crazy rush whenever we found something new. Rush. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? You know, the discovery of the Angaran origins have made me think hard about creation.
Of course.
If the Jardan were capable of creating life, then
Yeah,
what does that say about God?
Yeah.
You're wondering if he could be just a scientist?
Yeah.
What if our creator is just like the Jardan, advanced but mortal, fallible?
Yeah. It's a good point, right? It is a good point. It's a very good point. I mean, within the context of everything she just said, I mean, I don't think you can really, like, God in the more mythical sense doesn't exist, but you could easily create a mythos around something more scientific, right? So, I mean, we've seen how the Ket themselves have a very ritualistic practices surrounding scientific practices, right? So, as atheist as I am, I don't think I can really disagree with the idea that God could still exist within this context. So,
even in that scenario, a higher power could still exist. There could always be something greater.
Yeah.
Greater than us, greater than the Jardan. I had faith before, and I'll keep having faith. Because that's what faith is. Thank you, Ryder. You always know how to make me feel better. It's why you're so great. You just get me.
see how bad would that have felt if we would have gone to see Kerry? That's just no. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. Suvi, hey, meet me at the laboratory on the Nexus. Suvi, I have something I want to show you. You'll love it, promise, Suvi. We just got from the Nexus, Suvi.
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
Of course.
More tests?
Nope.
You said...
I know what I said, but your protein levels are on the low side.
Doc, I'm missing 3 lungs. Who gives shit about protein levels?
I do.
Just let her worry about you, old man.
yeah, Liam's got a point. Right, how many have we got? 1? Let's collect our rewards. Right, what have we got left? Mining nodes, we've got all of them. Oh, I guess that could be useful. Even though I don't really use the consumables. We should probably do something with these strike teams, right? Destroy enemy warships, nice. Nice. False flag operation. Let's send a strike team. Let's send a good team. Identify the spy. Sure. Mission funds. 80 mission funds, okay. Now, are we how much Milky Way? We've got very little Milky Way data to get this N7 armor upgraded all the way, right? We still need the helmet. Okay, we'll get. Hopefully, we should be able to get some, but I'm not sure. All right. We needed to talk to Lexi about the movie night, right? Oh, right. I think we can talk to Jarl again.
Did you get my message?
No.
Doesn't matter. I have exciting news.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to tell you in person.
Should I sit down?
Is that another idiom? Or... Yes, of course. Do what you like.
Yeah, it's an idiom that means... Never mind.
I've been offered an advancement in the Resistance. And... my own command.
All right. I do think it would be kind of cool if a character left the team, you know, at some point through the game, kind of Aerith style, but not, you know, for those reasons. I mean, it's understandable, right? Valuable skills, well liked, good in combat, good at. I don't know how good Jarl will be in negotiation because of how emotional he gets, but I suppose that's the same for all Angara. They are quite emotional. But yeah, I can understand your skills are valuable.
That makes complete sense. Congratulations.
Thank you. My family is very proud. And so am I.
Sounds like you might go.
When did this happen?
Recently. You know that I wasn't satisfied with my position and direction in the Resistance.
Or life.
True. Very true. Yes. After my successes with you, they see me with new eyes. But more importantly, so do I.
Sounds like he's going to take it, man. But what exactly is the new position?
So you get your own command?
It's a covert squad. Tech Ops. Commanding a small group of elite specialists that infiltrate advanced kept sites.
Yeah.
High danger, high reward.
I mean, I think he knows that he's important to us, but I think really it's up to him, right? It's his people, it's his cause, his people, you know, the Angaran cause. So it's a tough decision, mate, but it's yours to make. Yeah.
That's a hard choice to make. I won't stand in your way.
That's kind. It was a hard choice.
Okay then. Should we head back to Aya?
What? Why? I'm not taking the position.
Fair enough.
Crazy. It's what you've wanted.
What I wanted, yes. But not what I needed. Not what I need. With your help, I broke free of expectation. I found my better self.
I mean, I would just say thanks here, but he's, you know, we have to go with the more emotional response for Angarans. So, yeah, amazing compliment, Jarl. Goes to you as well. You've helped us massively as well.
That's one of the nicest things anyone has said to me. Seriously.
Good.
No, really.
You changed too, I think. More open. Like a true Angara.
Perfect.
So, you're stuck with me now.
Very much.
At least until this all plays out. Besides, you need me.
Don't push your luck.
Yeah, alright, fool yourself.
Luck can't be pushed. It comes to us and... idiom.
Yep.
Shit.
Idiom. Right. Let's see if he's got something else to say. Stay strong and clear.
What can I do for you, Pathfinder?
Okay.
I'll see you later, Jarl.
Stay strong and clear.
Yes, Tom Cruise. Right, so I don't know if I got enough. If I give this to Lexi, is it going to start the quest? I don't think so, but.
One bottle of Acantha, barely opened.
It's medicinal, you understand. Cuts down hangovers, which will save PB and Drax some grief.
Fair enough.
Of course.
Thank you, Ryder. Would you ask Liam when we're doing this? I've got a couple of things to finish up.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Sure. The final piece. What's going on? Complete quest, complete! Alright, never mind. Okay guys, I think we'll leave that episode there. We need to go meet Suvi on the on the Nexus. We've got movie night. Yeah. So first thing we'll do, we'll go and meet Suvi on the Nexus, then we'll have movie night, I think. Don't really think we've got much else to do besides placing those probes around the map. Yeah, Suvi. Tech Labs. Right, so I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Leave me a like if you did, and just remember, everybody, never trust an uncrate. I'll see you next time.